Well guys, I guess I didn't get the best angle from the hotel room on the sunrise just because we were pointed the wrong direction. But nevertheless, seeing the dawn break over those mountains was very relaxing, very nice. And I know you guys saw it in the time lapse, but for the last 20 minutes or so, I've just been sitting there on the balcony with a cup of coffee in one hand, watching it live. And really, really a nice place to sit and watch the sunrise. You know, in closing of last night's video, we talked about, Katie and I's anniversary and why we're here. Well, we stayed in the DoubleTree, and the reason for that is when Katie and I got married, we spent our honeymoon in a DoubleTree. This place is a lot more expensive of a hotel than I would normally rent for a night. It was nice, don't get me wrong. It smelled a little funny when we first walked in, but all in all, it was pretty nice. It was more of a suite than anything else, no kitchen or anything, but nice, spacious room. But it's $400 a night, and normally I stick to the $100 to $120 a night like Holiday Inn Expresses. So I'm gonna go check on Katie, see if she is ready to hit the road yet. But while I'm doing that, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of drone footage here from yesterday. I did not put it in yesterday's video only because yesterday's video was long enough. And today's a shorter drive, so I'm thinking we've got a little bit more time to play with here today. But yeah, when we got here yesterday, it was just a little after 6:30, something like that. And this place was hopping. There were people in kayaks, in tubes, floating down the river. If you look over here, you see there's people camped over there on that bank. People were just having a good time. Remember, it was hot. It was 100 degrees. And weather says it's going to be 101 here today as well. So it's going to be a hot day. Really thankful the car we're driving's got air conditioning. All right, guys, about 10 miles down the road, we stopped at Love's stop to get some gasoline and some coffee. You know, I know we're in a car, we don't have to go to a truck stop to get gasoline, but we know the coffee's good here, so we just kind of go to what we're used to. We actually stopped at the TA across the street, but they had no creamer at all. No French vanilla, no regular, nothing. And, well, I wanted a creamer. So, anyway, love as it is. Topping the car up with gas right now. Katie's inside getting the coffee, and we'll get on the road. All right, coffee, orange juice, breakfast burrito. We're ready to hit the road. Guys, check out how the landscape here has even changed again. We're only about 25, 30 miles west of Missoula, and look how much rockier it has gotten. Less tree covered. Well, that mountain way over there, lots of trees, and a lot of rock right here. All right, guys, we've only gone 55, 60 miles, and we stopped at this little gas station here in Superior, Montana. Not Superior, Wisconsin, where Amsoil is from, but Superior, Montana, because I just wanted to clean the windshield. Remember, yesterday I was trying to, and it was so freaking hot that the water was evaporating. We passed that truck yesterday. Check out this Kenworth with the Harley Davidson logos on the side of it. Beautiful. Anyway, it was so hot that it was evaporating off of the windshield as fast as I could get it wet, and I couldn't get through the bugs. It was leaving lots of streaks. So today's kind of overcast, so I thought this would be a good time to try it again and see if we can't get it clean. It's a little bit better, but unfortunately, that was the freeway entrance right there. So I'm recording instead of driving, but this is a cute little town. We'll drive through the town real quick, and then we'll get back on the highway. Anyway, with it being overcast, I thought it'd be a good time to do it, but let's get back on the road. All right, we decided to pull off right here because it's just an absolutely beautiful view. If you look behind me, that's Idaho. And that's Montana. Right there at the bridge, you'll see there's a sign says, welcome to Montana. Coming from the other way, it says, welcome to Idaho. But it says something about Lookout Pass. There's a ski resort here. I don't know if there's a way to get up and get an even better view, but even this view right here is just absolutely beautiful. And I see something cool over here that I've never seen before, so we're gonna take a closer look. Now, when I say I've never seen before, I mean I've never seen in real life. But guys, it's a snowcat or something similar. I don't know if snowcat's a name brand, but yeah. A tracked passenger vehicle with a snow blade on it. This is just cool. Hey guys, we're just exploring this little side road down here. Looks pretty overgrown and less traveled, but get a good view of the mountains up there. Pretty cool.
People go skiing.
Hi guys, so we followed this windy little road down and we kind of end up in this little cul-de-sac area down here. Now the interstate's just up there above us, but this was all downhill, fairly steep all the way down here. It's really cool, and it just smells like fresh pine. You hear those trucks rolling the Jake brakes going down the mountain? And it looks like some type of little off-road trail here. It just, I'm telling you guys, it's so fresh, so refreshing. It's awesome. Wishing I had a UTV right about now. I don't know how far back it goes, but yep, out here in the forest. So I'm gonna go just a little bit further because I can hear water running. So we're probably pretty close to a river or at least a small stream. So we'll go check it out real fast. Yep, sure enough, there it is. You see the trail just keeps on going over there and on up through the trees. Okay, in an attempt to get you guys a shot down the stream, I tried to step on a couple of the rocks to get a little bit of an angle out there. I failed. I slipped off the rocks. I got both of my feet wet. Both of them soaking wet. So anyway, nothing to worry about now. I'm just gonna walk out here and show you guys down the creek. Oh wow, this is so pretty, guys. I could just set up a camp right here and just spend all day or all weekend right here. I wish you guys could smell through the video. It smells so good. All right, get back up to the car, get these shoes off.
That's it, Idaho, right there.
All right, this is actually a milestone for Katie and I as well because we have never been to Idaho before. You know, we've been to Montana before, we've been to Wyoming many times, but this is our first time ever in Idaho. And when we get to Washington, same thing. We've never been there before, but we're loving this trip so far. Absolutely loving this trip. Well, we stopped at this rest area at exit 8, just a little bit west of Coeur d'Alene. Beautiful coming down the hill, seeing that lake. I know Katie was filming. I was trying to get a little bit, but the road was curvy, so I let her do most of the filming there. Don't know exactly what we got, but hopefully what you just saw was absolutely beautiful. It's kind of a sign back here, but totally different when you're coming down the hill. So we're only 8 miles from the Washington state line. We just got into Pacific time zone, so we lost another hour now. So it's a little earlier in the day. Anyway, so now it's only 10 a.m., so still fairly early. I don't know exactly how much further we've got to go, but it's not too much further. Well, as you can see, now that we're in Washington, the landscape has changed again. This is a very populated area where we are. We're still, I don't know, 15, 20 miles outside of Spokane. And there are mountains off in the distance, but we're like in the valley that's very populated. This is the most traffic we've seen on this entire trip so far. Not as pretty here. We got a little bit further than I thought. We're still about 270 miles from Seattle. You know, and Washington just isn't as pretty as Idaho and Montana was, so in Washington, you got to step up your game over here on this east side. Definitely not what I expected from Washington. I feel like I'm driving through Nebraska or maybe Kansas or something. I don't know. Just weird.
South Dakota.
Even South Dakota is prettier than this. And it changed again. Now it looks like South Dakota. If you actually look at the ground, it's almost desert. I guess it's considered semi-arid, but it's not really grass. It's more like weeds, very deserty looking. Well, that's a little better Washington. Now we got something to see.
The oasis in the desert.
All right, so we stopped again. Want to guess why? Katie had to use the restroom. I was planning on stopping 10 miles from now because there's a pilot up there, and that's where I was planning on using the restroom because I get coffee at the same time. But instead, we're at this rest area here on the side of I-90. Gotta tell you guys, this is just weird to me. I wasn't expecting this at all in Washington. Like the terrain, it looks very similar to South Dakota, except it's dry like a desert. It's like South Dakota and Arizona had a baby. Sodakazona. We're gonna call it Sodakazona. Definitely not what I expected from Washington State. So you can see here where this whole western region is all mountainous. And I guess this whole eastern region where we came in through Spokane and down 90, we're almost to Moses Lake. So we're right in this area here someplace. Two very different landscapes. If you look at these, very, Very deserty looking. And then that. You guys, and there's that W900 again with the Harley logo on the side. It's a beautiful looking truck. See, and it's got the larger float tires on it. Hey, just as a note as well, didn't realize it until we had stopped here, how hazy it is today. Well, it turns out it's not haze. We didn't realize that we got out here at the rest area. That's actually smoke. Definitely smells smoky. Guys, it looks a little different through here as well. This actually looks like the eastern side of Arkansas. A little bit different.
Very smoky.
Hey, look, there's my road.
Adams Road.
Well, guys, it looks like through the smoke I can see some mountains again in our near future, I hope. I noticed something a little different out here as well. We've been going through a lot of hay fields, and they're doing the large bales of hay. Like, there's really huge ones, not the rolls or the little square bales, but the really big rectangle bales. But when they're stacking it in the fields, they're covering it with tarps, and it almost looks like big circus tents. But they look like two-story building circus tents, and it seems like it's pretty common. It's not just like one field. It's all over the place out here. Hopefully we'll see another couple of them before we get out of this area, but just different than we do it back home. Very different. All right, guys, and the terrain changes again. I know it's still smoky, but very mountainous over there. There's a little viewpoint here on the side of the interstate we can pull off. Guys, this view is amazing. Haven't even seen it from here yet, but just what we can see, the little bits pulling in, is amazing. You know, with the smoke, it definitely doesn't look as good through the camera as what I can see in real life, but I'm going to try to get a little bit closer to the edge. It's almost like a miniature Grand Canyon. I mean, this is a deep gorge with like very, very steep cliff walls and this beautiful wide river down at the bottom. Oh my goodness, guys, just check this out. I wish it wasn't so smoky here today, because this would be an absolutely gorgeous view if it weren't for this hazy smoke. Like, there's a bridge where you can barely see it on camera, but I can see it clear as day. Absolutely beautiful, guys. Now, what's kind of amazing about this is those last couple clips that you saw about me talking about the hay stacked up like circus tents, and then coming to here, literally all within 5 miles. It went from like, wow, like we just landed in a different country or something. Absolutely amazing how fast it changed. That is the view back the other way. But it's still kind of deserty and Arizona-like. Well, anyway, guys, we can't gawk and hang out for very long because Mama S's plane has already landed at the Seattle airport, and we are still almost 2 hours away, so we gotta get going. Gets even better. Look at that view. Even from back there at the lookout, I would have never expected that.
Just stunning. If it was a clear day, this would be absolutely gorgeous.
Looks like we're going to go across it on that bridge. This is the Columbia River. About 15 miles later, back into farmland. But you can still see those mountains off in the distance over there. And there's some more of those haystacks I was talking about. Those are still open. Some of them are completely enclosed. Kind of like that one back there behind it.
Get off at 106.
Alright guys, one more pit stop for fuel and coffee. Still got like 115 miles or 110 miles I think to go until Seattle. Fuel is definitely expensive here. The diesel was like $5.29. I actually seen a few places along the way down there to those plains areas. It was $5.73 for diesel. It's just a lot.
I wanted to get one.
Okay.
You're ignoring me, so that's fine.
Hi, we're obviously back on the road now. I tell you what, guys, it is hot. It is 101. Luckily, where I cleaned the windshield there at the Pilot, we were in the shade, so I was able to do a pretty good job at cleaning it. But man, it's definitely hot. Very low humidity though, but hot. Speaking of hot, did you see that redhead? She was absolutely beautiful. And when I asked her if it was okay to put her on camera, her face just lit up. She was so happy. Alright guys, sign just said we are about 9 miles away from Snoqualmie Pass. I don't know if that 9 miles is like the top of the pass or the bottom of the pass, so we're getting close either way. And it's just beautiful. You see we got some water down there on the side and the mountains. Absolutely gorgeous.
miles, turn right onto Southeast Bay Valley Road now.
All right, just a few miles short of Seattle area. We're getting off onto State Road 900. I guess this is going to take us out to the airport. It rerouted us because traffic was bad somewhere else. So almost there to pick up Mama S. All right, guys, successful mission picking up Mama S. Now it's routing our way to the hotel that we're going to be staying in for the next couple of nights. A few nights, actually 3 nights if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and then, of course, on the way there, we're going to find a place for Katie to pee. She got to pee again.
The thimble is full.
Thimble is full. See the Space Needle. Well, guys, we made it through all of that Seattle traffic, which was terrible, by the way. I thought I was in Atlanta for a few minutes, just with a prettier skyline. And now we're at a place called Saffron Grill, just because it's convenient, because that's our hotel right there. So we're going to go in here, get some dinner, and settle down for the night, get a good night's sleep, and go find out what we can do tomorrow. All right, guys, it looks like we got here just at the right time, because now that we've got our food, this place is getting really, really busy. And the food is really good. I got this chili something with chicken breast. I forgot what Katie got, but it's chicken as well.
It's good.
Yeah. Mama S got a prime rib sandwich. Everything so far is really, really tasty. All right, dinner at the Saffron Grill was absolutely fantastic. But before we close this video, I want to let you guys know that all of the videos that I produced during the Sturgis Bike Week that got flagged for not being suitable have been since reviewed by a human being. And guess what? They came back, all of them, saying, your video's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. Which, you know, doesn't surprise me one bit. Now, on top of that, we're going to be on a boat here in a couple of days. When I'm on the boat, I'm not going to be able to upload videos. So since we have all those kind of in queue, I'm going to release those while we're on the ship. That way you don't guys have to go a whole week without seeing anything. You know, I was really amazed at some of the scenery that we saw today. You know, coming out of Montana was absolutely beautiful. Idaho, the same way. Then when we got into that eastern part of Washington, I was really surprised at the way it looked. I just wasn't expecting that. I mean, it was still cool looking. It's just after being in Montana, it seemed a little bit mundane, I guess. But then we get over this way, man, it just got absolutely beautiful again. Just amazing. Just amazing. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to end this one here. I want to go get this video edited and get to bed a little bit early because I'm just tired. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the beautiful scenery. And until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.